In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him stood the seraphim. Each had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one called to another and said, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory." And the foundations of the thresholds shook at the voice of him who called, and the house was filled with smoke. When we sing praises to God, we're joining our voices with the heavens and declaring the holiness, the set-apartness, and the sacredness of our God. Just as the sanctuary where Isaiah was standing filled with smoke, may our homes and our hearts be filled with praises to our God.
And I said, "Woe is me, for I am lost. For I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts." We see the story shift to Isaiah and his response to what's just happened. We can imagine him kneeling and crying out to God for pardon because he knows what's supposed to happen to people who see God. He knows there's sin separating God from humanity. This is where the story invites us to be honest about our sin and to cry out to God for forgiveness.
Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a burning coal that he had taken with tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth and said, "Behold, this has touched your lips. Your guilt is taken away and your sin atoned for." We see that it is an act of God that restores us to relationship with him. He makes us clean. He moves towards us in an act of restoration. This is Jesus.
And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And then I said, "Here I am. Send me." God is calling for someone to be his voice, to be his hands and his feet in the world. And Isaiah is quick to respond with eagerness. His experience in the throne room has led him to action. And that's where we find ourselves at the end of every service each week. We are offering ourselves to be sent by God, to be his voice, his hands, and his feet into the world.
Over the next few weeks, we will be thinking about how these rhythms help us to remember who God is, who we are, the work of Christ, and how this shapes our lives and our actions.